It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is Geno Jones Showtime. I come to you live Monday through Friday. Now, my normal start days and start times Monday through Friday, 6:30. Now, of course, this week, Thanksgiving is Thursday, and Black Friday is Friday. So there'll be a live show tonight, Tuesday and Wednesday. No live show on Thanksgiving Day or night. And probably, I'm still thinking about surprising you guys. I'm doing a show on Black Friday to make a special announcement. But as of now, no live show is scheduled, and definitely no live show on Thanksgiving. And as of now, no live show, tentatively, no live show on Friday. But if I surprise you, I'll put a notice out on social media. So the Geno Jones Show is brought to you by the Crate Group. Presents the Low Country meets the Oscars on December 15th. Get your tickets now. Call 843-900-7904. 800, that's 843-900-7904. Shout out to Mr. Kendrick Bannister, the leader of the Crate Group, and as the enemy tries to mess up my live shot. As a matter of fact, I didn't make an adjustment. So, and also, the Geno Jones Show is brought to you by City Vibes. It is one of the hottest new spots, really, in America, definitely here on the Southeast Coast. It is a bar and lounge, City Vibes, 7930 Dorchester Road. So if you are coming to Charleston for Thanksgiving, the weekend, you want to hang out, looking for an adult spot, you don't have to worry about seeing the kids. It ain't that kind of party. No shade to the Gen Zs. This is not a Gen Z spot. It is a mature millennial spot. You'll love it. The food is fabulous. Great music. They got great DJs. Shout out to Sean Dobie, DJ last Saturday. And they got great DJs. And the food is fabulous. And if you love, so they got all these television screens. So if it's a big event on, be it any kind of game, football, basketball, you name it, or a major event, multiple, just these huge, beautiful video, almost like it's not a video wall. They have all these big, beautiful monitors. But just the vibe is great. That's why it's called City Vibes. Shout out to Corey and Kenya. Shout out to Corey and Kenya Williams, they're going to be my guest on Tuesday because they have some big events. And City Vibes and Corey and Kenya are always giving back to the community. So I just want to give them a big shout. You can follow City Vibes on Instagram and Facebook. City Vibes, VIBES. All right. Let me start off the show. I want to send those who believe in the power of prayer. Send prayers up to Pastor T.D. Jakes. Over the weekend, he had a health crisis, an episode. And as a matter of fact, the video is out on YouTube. He had been speaking for about an hour, and all of a sudden, his speech was slowing down, and then you saw him kind of slightly almost having convulsions, a little trembling. And so he got medical attention. He's in stable condition, according to those from the Potter's House spokespeople. And they said, thank you for your prayers and continue to lift Pastor T.D. Jakes up in your prayers. Absolutely. Man who is huge following, and he's mentored many, many people, famous and non-famous. And a spiritual advisor, spiritual leader, spiritual father to many people across America. His church is based down in Dallas, Texas, but he's like the pastor to many celebrities. Deion Sanders, I know he had a big influence on Coach Deion Sanders up at the University of Colorado, they got the brakes beat off. They went to Kansas, and man, the Kansas Jayhawks beat the brakes. I'm not celebrating because I'm rooting for Deion, even though you Cowboy fans, y'all think he's going to be the head coach. Well, he can't be any worse than Mike McCarthy. I digress. Maybe they could draft Shador. But they won yesterday. Listen, even the Cowboys, they don't even know how to tank. Listen, if you're going to lose, if you're going to tank, then like tank means just try to lose every game so you can get the number 1 draft pick. Oh, wait, damn, but y'all just paid Dak $60 million. But you know, if you get the number 1 pick, what you can do, you can trade. Some team will want a quarterback. So you can trade that number 1 pick for like a lot of picks after that. So you can get like multiple picks. But Jerry Jones will find a way of screwing that up. You know, Mr. MAGA, Jared Jones, America's team. He can't say America. America's team. Right. I digress. So, and that wasn't even on the ad lib. That was not on the script or the ad lib script. But I digress. So, shout out to even though the Bears lost, shout out to Caleb Williams, young brother. He is balling out. I'm really proud of him. Speaking of a coach, they need a new coach. Eberflus, get him out of there. I said that 2 years ago, actually. So Ryan Pace, so the Bears have a black general manager and a black, so like the president of football operations is a black guy. What's Kevin's, I can't think of his last name. And then Ryan Poles is the GM. Papa Bear George Hallis is probably rolling over in his grave. What the hell is going on? You got all these niggers here in management. Hey, listen, they drafted right. They got the right quarterback. Now you got to get the right head coach. So the weekend is fast approaching. It's going to be a Thanksgiving weekend. Listen, shout out to each and every one of you. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Shout out to our Native American brothers and sisters, because we really should recognize them, because it wasn't so much they were very giving, and the thanks that the colonizers showed them for basically saving the colonizers, or the pilgrims, those who came to America that first Thanksgiving, that first winter. They didn't know how to grow crops. They couldn't feed themselves. They would have starved and froze if it wasn't for the Native Americans and their generosity, who fed, the colonizers, pilgrims or whatever. And that's how we come to know in current day Thanksgiving. And the thanks that was given to, like I said, to the Native Americans was genocide. I digress, but I just, I always just, on this show, we tell the truth, shame the devil. As my grandmother said, if you're going to tell the truth, tell it all. If you're going to tell the story, tell it all, don't tell it at all. Tell it all or don't tell it at all. Don't have to do anything. All right, and hey, listen, everybody watching, if you're watching me live, please feel free to jump in my chat room, leave your comments, questions. You got a question. So on this show, we feature black-owned businesses. We put a spotlight on black-owned businesses, and we're going to put an even bigger spotlight on black-owned businesses in 2025, because now I think for those who maybe had doubts or was keeping hope alive, now after November 5th, we all understand, it is clear to the entire world that no one is going to save us as black Americans. Nobody. Not the government, not the government, nobody. We are all we got. But the truth, the real truth is, we are all we need, for us, by us. Shout out to the FUBU company. Back in the 90s, you had 4 African-American brothers, males. One was my man Damon John, who you see on Shark Tank. Show you see him on TV, these billionaires and millionaires, and people come and pitch their products to hope to get some of the sharks to invest in their company or their brand. Damon John, along with 3 other brothers in New York City, back in the 90s, they formed this apparel and clothing line company called FUBU. Now, FUBU is an acronym. An acronym is a word where every letter stands for a different word. For us, by us. That's it. 2025, for us, by us. We are all we got, but we are all we need. And our ancestors, they left the blueprint. Really, 2024, 2025 is just 1877, Reconstruction all over again. After the Civil War up to 1877, a lot of African Americans made great progress opening businesses, building cities, and in politics. They rose to power. They became senators and congressmen. Woo! And then the white slaveholders and that whole Ku Klux Klan racist mentality, they lost their damn mind. It was like, hold on, we we enslaved you, and now here you are, governors and congressmen and business people. Oh no. So basically, we're looking at the same backlash to progress, but we are descendants of our ancestors. But don't get it twisted. Don't let that orange haze get you hurt. Don't let that orange haze get you messed up. Because we are from our ancestors, but we are not our ancestors. For us, by us. We are all we got, but we are all we need. We come together like the Avengers. And speaking of that, my guest, he is here in Charleston and probably definitely on the East Coast. He is a fashion icon. I've known this brother for a while now. I've been here in, March of 2025? It'll be 20 years here in Charleston, South Carolina. But he's internationally known. He is he's a stylist. If you need someone like if you need like a personal shopper or a personal stylist for your wardrobe, he's like he's one of the best dressed men, not just in Charleston, but in America, and some of the best dressed men, definitely here in Charleston. We go to see this brother. He works at Dumas, but he has his own business, like I said, as a stylist and everything. And he's a good friend of mine, and just really a good dude, and the vibe and energy is beautiful. He is currently hanging out in another black-owned business named Charlie O's. Shout out to Charlie O's and their owner there. But ladies and gentlemen, let me bring on camera the one and only Mr. George Miller. What's happening, family?
Everything's good. How are you?
How you like that introduction?
I love it, man. I love it, man. Thank you.
Hey, let's shout out to my man at Charlie O's. What's my brother's name again?
When you come through Charleston, you have to definitely stop at the Northwest Mall and come out and see Charlie O. Jerome Holmes is the owner, but his aunt is managing the shop, and she was very appreciative of me stopping by.
Well, shout out to her too. You said Gerard, right?
Jerome Holmes.
Jerome. Okay, shout out to Jerome and shout out to his aunt too.
Yes, Ms. Pam is the one who's allowed me to go ahead and use the space in a short period of time.
Short notice. We love it. Charlie O's. As a matter of fact, we'll be talking after the show. Jerome and Miss Pam, I want to get together so we can partner up and do some things. So we'll talk about, and I want them to come on the show themselves, Brother Jerome and Miss Pam, and just tell us the origin story of Charlie O's, because I remember when they started. He had the gear, apparel, and then he opened up his brick and mortar location. So shout out to Brother Jerome and Miss Pat and the entire family of Charlie O. So, but let's talk about Mr. George Miller, ladies and gentlemen. So, like I said, he works at a store called Dumas, which is downtown Charleston on King Street. But he is, if you need a stylist, this brother right here, he is the man for you, and he also is a proud alumni of the legendary Burke High School here in Charleston, South Carolina. Burke, the legacy of Burke High School is legendary. The alumni is legendary. Some of the most successful people that's come out of this city are alumni of Burke High School, including my brother that you see on camera. And they got a huge event at one of my sponsors' location, City Vibes. Shout out to Kenya and Corey Williams this weekend. But Brother George, I want you, since it's the Black Business Spotlight, kind of give us your origin story, man, and tell everybody how you got started, and then tell them where they can find you as a personal shopper, and if they're coming to Charleston for the holiday, this Thanksgiving weekend, if they want to get right, if you want the drip to be right, as the kids say, if you want that drip to be popping, if you want to get it, the look to be spectacular, George is the man you need to see. But give us your origin story, man, how you got started.
Yeah, I actually, my mom was a stylist. My mom was actually a tailor. I'm a stylist, but I call myself a wardrobe consultant. But I've been doing this for about 16 years. Worked for Ralph Lauren for 6.5 years, and I've been back on King Street because I came back from Atlanta for the last 12 years. And you're correct. I got people like Tyler, the creator, CEO, is one of my clients right now. So we keep close connections with each other for all of the new things that Tyler is coming out with, as far as a clothing line, things of that nature. But I also like to go ahead and put a light on the urban apparel that's also inside the city that a lot of people don't discuss. Like the one I'm rocking right now. It's the holidays. This is not just your ugly sweater, but this is kind of like a Jubilee sweater
I
with
like
all the
that,
different.
man. I like that. Whose piece
But
is that?
this is Charlie O.
Okay. I like
Yeah.
that.
So you got to get into the holiday spirits. It's all about making sure we actually patronize our own people, just like you spoke of, and let them see the success that has been given to everybody else. So one of the things I like to do is pay homage to all of the people who supported me. So I believe in giving back, and that's why me and a couple of my buddies got together. We're gonna do like a sequel to our homecoming. Our school's been open and operating for over 100 years, and we like everybody to come back and have a little fun. We decided to partner with Corey at City Vibes. We want to make sure everybody coming in have a good time. I know everybody gonna be stuffed like a turkey for Thanksgiving, so they need to get out, do a little dance and a little bit of partying, get into knowing the swing of things of what's going on in the city. And I think City Vibe is probably the spot to be.
So is this almost going to be like a reunion part two? Because I know you guys had a big reunion weekend not long ago, the Burke High School alumni. Or you tell us a little more about, and what day is it going to be, and give us the times.
That's September 30th, which
You
is
mean November?
no, excuse me, November. You got I listen, I got sales on my brain, so
I know you do. I got your back, G. You know I got your back.
November 30th is when it's going to be
So that's
happening
going to be
at
this Saturday, right?
Saturday. That
Okay.
is correct. So y'all got to apologize. I mean, I got sales on my brain.
No,
So
brother. Hey, listen, this is home. Your
yeah,
family, this is your
yeah,
home. You know that. This is your media home. So you're all good. So this
yeah.
Saturday, November 30th, what time is everything going to kick off at City Vibes?
I mean, they usually open up at 4. So I
Okay.
don't want to really feel like they got to just stay out all night. But the party will jump off about 7. But I think they open the operations at 4. So you can still go in there, have a drink. They got some, oh my goodness. They got these deep fried soft shell crabs. You got to get on that too.
Yeah, and
The,
because like I said earlier in my lead-in, they are our sponsor. It's a bar and lounge, but the menu and the
right.
food is fabulous. If not,
Yes.
the food is no joke. So
Let's not let out that the service, the bartenders, the servers, all of them are they on point too. Where they got the hookah ladies coming
yep.
out doing their thing. So it's a whole vibe. And it's good to see that the city can kind of come to one spot and enjoy each other. And for those who didn't make it to the school reunion, why not be able to catch the sequel?
I like that. The
Why not
sequel. There you go. The
the
Burke
sequel?
High School reunion, the sequel. I like that. This
That's right.
Saturday
So
night.
yeah, we want everybody to come out and have a good time. But back to me, I've been in this clothing industry for 16 years. It's brought a lot of good things to me, but I feel like I want to step up and start giving back to the city, give back to the community. And then, in short notice, I decided to come in here and use this opportunity to come on your podcast. But thanks to Jerome and Ms. Pam for allowing me to use this space. I want to make sure that everybody understand that coming up for the holiday, this is a spot to go and get all your urban apparel.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, as a matter of fact, I want you to explain to the viewers, for those who don't know, wardrobe consultant. Break it down for the brothers in the barber
Yes,
shop and the sisters in the beauty salon. But when you finish that, if Miss Pat is not busy, if she's got about 30 seconds, I'd love for her to come on camera and just kind of plug Charlie O's and let them know where to come through in Northwoods Mall. But let's get back. Let's talk about that wardrobe consultant. Just exactly what is a wardrobe consultant and how can that benefit you?
well, I'm a wardrobe consultant and I consult a lot of clients. I got clients that's actually all throughout the US. The two vendors I deal with is mainly in Canada, and probably another 60% of that is from out of Italy. So there's a lot of garments that we carry in our store. But we also have a little more of your modern contemporary garments. But I consider myself as a consultant simply because I got an array of stylists that comes directly to me. So if a stylist is coming to me for advice, well, what else would they say I would be other than a consultant? So I consult my clients, I consult customers on what they should wear for whatever event is available. And for those who are actually building wardrobes, then I have the ability to go ahead and connect with them and build their wardrobes also. So as a consultant, it's the day-to-day business is not easy. Some people would think it's just regular retail sales, but I'm basically picking out fabrics, picking out garments, measuring clients spec by spec, chalk, mark, and sometimes cut after my specs is already delivered. And when it comes back, there's very little we have to change. But I feel like I walk up and down King Street every day and get tons of compliments. And because I have an integrity complex, I want my customers to be able to get that same feeling of walking in an establishment, walking in an event, and getting all of the compliments that I get throughout the city as I walk to work, for my espresso, for lunch, for dinner. I want them to feel that same vibe from the city when they actually go out and enjoy themselves.
So you are the stylist for the stylist.
I'm actually consultant to the stylist.
Right. Well, so that means That's next level. He ain't just
Yeah,
all the stylists. They come to you. They come to
yeah,
George, so George
absolutely.
can consult with them. See that's there are levels to this thing here. So that's why I want
Right.
you to break it down. Break it
Yeah.
down like an old pickup truck, and then explain it to everybody. So I like that. So yes, he is a wardrobe consultant. Don't get it twisted, y'all. So all
Yeah.
you stylists is watching it, just watching, holler at George so he can consult with you to make sure that your client is popping. Or if you're watching and you like to tap into George as a consultant, because now Dumas, I know, as a matter of fact, he's dressed me in some really nice pieces. Hopefully I get to see him, or I can throw some hints for the holiday season to do a little Christmas shopping. Come on down your way. Now, Dumas, do they carry women's clothes at all, or just men?
We had a small piece of women's apparel. Filson, which you see on the movie Yellowstone. If you guys watch Yellowstone, we sell some of the product out of there, and we have some women product by Barber, and Barber is made from the royal family. So when Queen Elizabeth was living and King,
Everybody know the hours that you're there, and if they want to consult with you or to get your services as a consultant, give us all your contact information and your social media platforms.
yes, we're located on the Charleston Peninsula. We're at 294 King Street. Our hours of operation is generally 10 to 7. You can easily connect with me through that particular phone number that listed under M. Dumas, but you can also contact me on any of my social media networks. All of my pages are open, none is private. You can reach out to me on George Miller on Facebook, or you can go ahead and see my Instagram page, which I'm the Charles Metropolitan Gent. Now that sounds long, but I live in Charleston, but my style is very cosmopolitan. So I've merged the two together and came up with the Charles Metropolitan Gent.
I like
So you
that. So search uh, Charles Metropolitan.
correct.
All right, there you go, y'all. Search that. Just spell it Charles, Charles
Metropolitan
Metropolitan. There you go. All right, I like that.
Gent. And
Good
it'll
deal.
pop
All
George
right,
Miller is
beautiful. And this Saturday it's the Burke reunion part
sequel.
two redo. What are we calling it?
As the reunion sequel.
Yeah, the sequel. I like that. The sequel. Well, now they say the sequels a lot of times it's not as good as the original. But in this case, I'm pretty confident because I know how the Burke Bulldogs get down. The sequel is probably going to be even better than the original.
Usually when I put out a contact, I contact some of my good friends from the city. They bring the city out. It's not all about me. It's those guys that I'm connected with. And I always pay homage to all of the big dogs out there. I'm just a small pup. There's big dogs that's bigger than
Well,
me.
George is being
Small pup.
modest because all these big dogs, when they need to have their gear right, or as the kids say, when that drip's got to be right, they come to see this brother right here. So he's always, since I've known him, He's been a modest brother, a humble brother. His work speaks for itself. But that's why he's got friends like us to brag on him. You know, we got you. I'm your hype man. We got your back. So, hey, listen, man, I want to thank you. Is Miss Pat, is she busy? Does she have 30 seconds where she can jump on camera and promote Charlie O's?
It's Pam.
I mean, Pam. Miss Pam, thank you.
Hey, Pamela? You want to know if you got 30 seconds
Yeah,
just to...
Pamela, jump on camera here. Get this free plug here on this platform.
So, yeah, you got to make sure when y'all come and see that, he wants to know if you got a few minutes to jump on his platform.
Yeah, she can just jump on for 60 seconds and just promote Charlie O's. Yeah.
Yeah, you could just stand behind me and wave.
Oh no, you could be a gentleman, George, and get up and let her sit down.
Understand? You think my style is impeccable? No. Miss Pam's style is impeccable.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. So we want to stand up so you can see the full drip. Come on, Miss Pam. Come on camera there. Where's she at?
Well, right now she's doing some duties right now.
All right, she's with a client. I got you. That's okay. Well, she'll be back.
Matter of fact, you can come and do a monologue here.
You're live from Charlie O's. That's a great idea. So we got to talk to Jerome and Pam. As a matter of fact, because I will be doing a show on location in 2025 from different venues. So that's a great idea. So
go ahead and get.
Oh yeah. So not only are you a wardrobe consultant, you are a media and marketing consultant. I see. So you hiding some of these secrets, bro. I mean, these skills. You gotta let everybody know you multi-talented.
You want me? And the thing about that, what you just said is, you got to understand how business works. We can be multi-talented. We can do multiple things, but we can't be multi-experts. So you have to understand the business matrix of things. Be honest, be loyal, and have integrity, and all of the money will follow it.
That part. You should put that on a T-shirt and copyright it. I love it. My grandfather had a phrase. I need to copyright that one. He said, "Your word is your bond."
Yes, sir.
He was old school. Born in 1888 in a little rural town, Yazoo City, Mississippi. Lived to be nearly 100. He was a tailor. Really, now they would call him a designer, because literally he would make a suit or a dress, man or woman suit or dress for a woman with no pattern, George, literally in a day. And I know this because I shared a bedroom with him, and he had 2 giant professional-sized Singer sewing machines, and many, many nights. My mother she's watching me live right now as my witness. Many nights, the sound of that sewing machine engine put me to sleep. And literally, he would wake up, you would come over, let's say Monday morning, 7, 8 o'clock. He would get his little white chalk. He'd have his tape measure. He'd have his little straight pins in his mouth. He'd put them straight pins in the material and, get that chalk and measure you up, inseam, the whole 9 yards. Less than 24 hours later, or the next day, 24 hours later, you would come by, you would have a suit custom fit like somebody poured you in it. I've seen grown men in tears. Mr. Jones, Cousin Conway, I've never had a suit that fit me like this. And no pattern, George.
Yo, let me tell you, hey, I need an assistant, man. You sound like you're ready.
Oh, no. A quick funny story, you said that. So one day he decided to let me sit down. He was going to teach me. He's going to start me off. The first thing I had to learn how to do was to thread a needle. Man, I'm trying to thread this needle. I'm getting pissed off as a kid. I'm upset because I can't get this thread to go through that little eye hole in that needle. He's told me to get up and go outside and go and play some baseball bats because he knew I was into sports. He was like, "You don't have the patience for this." And he wasn't mad at me. He just said, "Get up, going outside." But I remember his words. He said, "You don't have the patience for this." And I understand now.
And you have to have a lot of patience. You have to have a lot of patience in what I would call an attentive ear.
Yeah. But he was amazing. I mean, people use patterns. He never used a pattern. He was self-taught, and he learned, like I said, without a pattern. He would just.
See, that's the beauty of actually doing what I'm doing. I take a small piece of fabric, and I bring all of it to fruition for my clients.
All right. All right, everybody. Once again, uh, wardrobe consultant, fashion
Correct.
icon, wardrobe consultant to the stars and more. Brother George Miller, once again, follow him on Instagram. Is Charles Metropolitan on
Correct.
Instagram.
The
And,
Metropolitan Gent, sir.
Charles Metropolitan Gents.
Correct.
All right. Follow me there because I think I'm following you, but make sure you follow me, Geno
Yep.
Jones Show on Instagram, so I can follow you back. And on Facebook, you are with George Miller.
Miller.
Same Charles Metropolitan Gents.
George Miller.
Yeah, that's what I said. George Miller on Facebook, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I said. All right, on Facebook. All right,
So
good.
look,
All right,
for
listen,
everybody.
and this Saturday, it's the sequel, the Burke High School reunion sequel, City Vibes Bar and Lounge, Somerville, which is just north of downtown, 79. So if you're coming in town Saturday, this is the spot to be really all weekend. But Saturday night, the big reunion sequel for Burke High School. And if you didn't go to Burke High School, it don't matter. Come party anyway.
This is we bring the city out.
Yeah,
That's
there you go. That's right.
That's why it's
So
vibes. We bring.
if you're coming home or coming to visit us here in Charleston, South Carolina, City Vibes Bar and Lounge, 7930 Dorchester Road. Somerville is just north of downtown Charleston if you're staying downtown. Or if you're staying near the airport, it's even closer. So once again, all right, listen, Brother George Miller, and shout out to Jerome and Pam, Miss Pam at Charlie O's. We got to get them on. Go ahead, you got, I'll give you the last word.
Yep. I'm going to say Saturday night, Saturday night, November 30th, City Vibes. But Friday morning, Black Friday, Charlie O, Northwoods Mall.
And then, and after you leave Charlie O's, go down to M. Dumas and look for my man George Miller, because he'll be there.
I'll be there.
All right. George, my brother, man, then always love and respect, family. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming. You have a permanent, well, you know this. We've been talking for a minute. You know you got a permanent home on this show. So I'll send you a copy so you can send it to your social media, your marketing team, and make this episode go viral. But shout out to you, and shout out to City Vibes, and shout out to, of course, Charlie O's, Jerome, and Miss Pam. Thank you, brother. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I'll see you this weekend.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
That's my dude, George Miller there, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second here. I just need to do something here. I appreciate you, George. Yeah, I had to make sure I was back on camera. And all right. So check them out. Hey, listen, thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Show live Monday through Friday. Now this week, programming note, live show today, Monday, live show Tuesday, live show Wednesday, no live show Thursday and Friday, Thanksgiving and Black Friday. However, it'll be the best of the Geno Jones Show because you can binge watch any episode that you missed. You can binge watch every episode with all my celebrity guests from Ronald Isley, Mr. Big, and Lettucey, and Kenny Lattimore, and Howard Hewitt, and Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis, and October London, new R&B stars, Roy Chip Anthony, Southern Soul swing out R&B stars, and I can't even name all the big names that I've had on the show, and the monologues are fire. So binge watch any episode that you ever missed in the last 4 years. Tell everybody to subscribe, screen grab, chop up some of the video, rip it up, make it go viral, chop it up in 60 seconds or 2 minutes or 90 seconds or whatever, 3 minutes, or just copy and paste and share the link to the whole damn show. Subscribe, share, screen grab, like, binge watch all my episodes, like all my episodes, binge watch all my back episodes, and please leave your comments in the comment section. Of course, shout out to my #1 fan, my executive producer, my mother, Mary Dixon. I love you, mother. Shout out to the Great Hustle 843. All right, Great Hustle 843. I hope you and your family have a happy Thanksgiving. I hope all you all have a happy Thanksgiving, but I'm back on Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, so we'll see you live right here. Once again, the Geno Jones Show brought to you by City Vibes Bar and Lounge. They got a big Thanksgiving weekend. It's going to be popping off all weekend long. It is the spot for adults. The food is fabulous. They got the drinks. Whatever you drinking, they got it, or drinking, they got it. The food is fabulous. Great music, DJs. That's what's called City Vibes, because the vibes is live. 7930 Dorchester Road, Somerville. That's just north of downtown Charleston. Big sponsors of the Geno Jones Show. Shout out to Corey and Kenya Williams. And the Crate Group presents the Low Country Meets the Oscars, the big gala, December 15th. That is a Sunday night. Get your tickets now. I had the honor of being one of the co-MCs. I'll be there again this year, and where we honor unsung heroes right here in the Low Country that's always putting in the work, that's been doing work in the community for years, for decades, and they do it unsung. They don't do it for attention. They don't say, hey, look at me, because they are busy really serving the community, standing in the breach. And we're going to need organizations. We're going to need each other now more than ever. So we want to celebrate. This event is to celebrate these unsung heroes that have been blessing our community for so many years, putting in the work. So, but it's going to be a black tie, like the Oscars. I loved it. We're going to have the red carpet like we did last year. So get your tickets now and support the Crate Group, because the Crate Group is a nonprofit that for decades they have been mentoring young men. Mr. Bannister, Kendrick, Brother Al, he constantly, for decades, he has been pouring into young people, not so young people, young men, young women. He's been such a vessel to be a blessing, allowed himself to be a vessel, to be a blessing for so many people. And those who live here in we call it the Low Country area, they know Kendrick Bannister, Brother Al, and the Crate Group. Great work. So we got to support each other. Like I said, we're all we got, but we are all we need. So we got to come together for us, by us. Nobody's going to save us but us. And we don't need anybody else to save us but us, because nobody's going to do it right. Nobody's going to save us like us but us. So get your tickets now for the Crate Group presents the Low Country Meets the Oscars Gala. 843-900-7904. 843-900-7904. Get your tickets right now. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you live Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Geno Jones Show.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.